What if you woke up one morning and discovered you weren't alone? Not just another presence, but something, living inside you, changing you, giving you power, yet demanding something in return. This isn't just science fiction. Symbiosis, the partnership between two beings, has existed for millions of years. It's in the depths of the ocean, in the soil beneath our feet, even inside our very bodies. And it's far stranger than you've ever imagined. In Venom, Eddie Brock finds himself in a forced symbiosis with an alien creature, one that gives him extraordinary abilities. But what if this strange relationship wasn't all that different from the natural world? What if symbiosis in all its forms is the key to surviving the impossible? Today, we'll dive into the most extreme partnerships nature has to offer and compare them to Eddie Brock's bond with Venom. What we'll find is that the truth, like symbiosis, is more complicated than it first appears. Symbiosis, at its core, it's a partnership, but one that takes on many forms, each with its own rules and rewards. In the delicate fabric of life, survival rarely happens in isolation. Organisms rely on each other in ways that are both intricate and invisible. Yet, symbiosis isn't a single definition, it's a spectrum, a balance of power, sometimes mutual, sometimes parasitic, but always evolving. In nature, symbiosis comes in three main forms. Mutualism, where both organisms benefit, like the bees and the flowers they pollinate. Commensalism, where one benefits while the other remains unaffected. A remora fish hitching a ride on a shark's back. And then there's parasitism, a relationship that teeters on the edge of destruction, where one organism thrives at the expense of the other. It's in parasitism that we find the most chilling echoes of Venom's relationship with Eddie. But symbiosis doesn't remain static. It's a dynamic relationship where power can shift, sometimes slowly, sometimes violently. In mutualism, we see harmony, the clownfish and the sea anemone, each protecting the other. But even in this seemingly perfect balance, there are moments of tension. A clownfish too aggressive could disrupt the anemone, and vice versa. This balance, like the bond between Venom and Eddie, is delicate. One misstep and the relationship can turn from beneficial to deadly. These relationships didn't happen by chance. They were shaped by millions of years of evolution, with each organism developing traits that ensure not only their own survival, but the survival of their partner. Evolution has woven these connections deeply into the fabric of life. The bobtail squid, for example, didn't always glow in the dark. Its symbiosis with Vibrio fischeri bacteria evolved over time, an answer to a predator-filled ocean where light, or its absence, means everything. So if evolution gave the squid its light, could it also give humans something equally transformative? Could the future of symbiosis involve humans bonding with organisms, or even technologies, that enhance our survival? In Venom, Eddie becomes something more than human, but at what cost? This is a question that echoes in nature's own symbiotic relationships. How far can balance be pushed before it tips into control? Venom. To some, he's a monster, alien, dangerous, an outsider to the human race. But beneath the surface, his bond with Eddie Brock is something far more complex. It's a partnership unlike any we see in nature, a mix of power, control, and dependence. In their twisted relationship, we find echoes of both harmony and domination, a bond teetering on the edge of parasitism and mutualism. But what makes Venom's bond with Eddie truly extraordinary? Is it a relationship that benefits them both? Or is Eddie just a puppet, his body consumed by an alien that grows stronger while Eddie weakens? In nature, we see bonds like this too. Bonds that begin as beneficial but can spiral into something far more sinister. Venom is a parasite by definition. He needs Eddie to survive. But as their relationship grows, a strange transformation happens. Venom begins to care for Eddie, even protect him, shifting from pure parasitism to something more, something we could almost call mutualistic. Just like some parasites in nature evolve over time, their relationship changes, bending the rules of what we thought symbiosis could be. But there's a darker side to this bond. Just as quickly as Venom protects, he can consume. If left unchecked, Venom would overwhelm Eddie, taking his body, his mind, his very life. In nature, parasitism often masquerades as mutualism, a delicate balance that can shift in an instant. One partner grows too powerful and the relationship collapses. In the natural world, parasitic relationships are always fragile, teetering between life and death, cooperation and exploitation. Venom's relationship with Eddie is no different. It's a constant battle, symbiosis on a razor's edge. Both gain from the partnership, but both are at risk. Could it be that in every symbiotic relationship, the potential for destruction always lurks just beneath the surface? In the darkest corners of our planet, where life should not exist, symbiosis thrives. In the crushing depths of the ocean, near hydrothermal vents spewing toxic chemicals, we find creatures that defy the odds. Their secret? Symbiotic relationships that allow them to survive in environments as hostile as the vacuum of space. And as we look to the stars, the question arises, could symbiosis be the key to surviving the final frontier? Tube worms, living miles beneath the ocean's surface, have formed a bond with bacteria that allow them to harness the very toxicity around them. These bacteria convert chemicals like hydrogen sulfide into energy, transforming death into life. Without this partnership, these creatures would be lost in the abyss, as helpless as humans stranded in space. But what if we too could form such bonds? Imagine a future where humans travel beyond the stars, no longer relying on artificial environments but on symbiotic relationships with new organisms. Organisms that could filter toxic gases, enhance radiation protection, even help us generate food and energy. Just as Eddie relies on Venom, could we one day depend on symbiotic partners to survive in environments beyond our natural limits? Evolution has already shown us the power of symbiosis. The human body itself is home to trillions of microbes, our very existence tied to their survival. Our microbiome plays a vital role in everything from digestion to immunity, and perhaps one day it will help us endure the harshest environments, on Earth and beyond. Could the future of space exploration hinge on the bonds we forge with other forms of life? Could our survival depend not on what we take with us, but on what we create? New partnerships, new forms of symbiosis that blur the lines between human and alien. Symbiosis has always been about survival, from the depths of the ocean to the edges of space. It's the key to life's resilience. But it's not just about surviving, it's about evolving. As we push further into the unknown, perhaps the greatest transformation won't be in the technology we create, but in the partnerships we forge. Like Eddie and Venom, we may need to become something more than human. Humanity has always strived to push beyond its limits, into the unknown, across uncharted waters, and now into the vastness of space. But as we venture further, we face a crucial question. How will we survive in environments hostile to human life? Technology has long been our answer, but perhaps the key to our future lies not in machines, but in the bonds we create with other life forms. Could the future of human survival be symbiotic? Today, we already live in symbiosis. Trillions of microbes live inside us, keeping our bodies functioning, affecting everything from digestion to mood, even influencing our immune responses. We are, in many ways, the result of countless symbiotic relationships that have evolved over millennia. But what if we could take this a step further? What if we could enhance these relationships, harness our microbiomes to survive in extreme environments, much like Eddie Brock survives with Venom? As we look to the future, the possibilities seem endless. Could we design artificial symbiotes, biological or technological, that enhance human abilities? Organisms that help us withstand radiation, adapt to low oxygen environments, or even repair our bodies from within? We're already seeing the beginning of this in the labs today. Bioengineered organisms designed to clean up oil spills, bacteria that break down plastics. Could the next step be engineering symbiotes for human survival? The idea of enhancing human life through artificial symbiotes isn't just science fiction. Researchers today are exploring ways to manipulate the human microbiome to treat diseases, improve mental health, and boost overall wellness. Genetic engineering holds the potential to create entirely new organisms designed to work alongside our bodies, giving us advantages we've never had before. Just as Venom enhances Eddie's strength and abilities, we too may one day rely on symbiotes, engineered to help us survive. But with these advancements come new questions. If we create symbiotic relationships with artificial organisms, where does the balance of power lie? Will we remain in control? Or could we find ourselves at the mercy of the very creatures we design? Venom gave Eddie extraordinary power, but it came with a cost. Could the same be true of our future symbiotes? Symbiosis, whether biological or artificial, always comes with a cost. It is a delicate balance between cooperation and control, between survival and domination. As we move forward, the question isn't just whether we can create these bonds, but whether we are prepared to live with the consequences. Could the future of humanity depend not on what we build, but on the relationships we forge, both natural and engineered? From the depths of the ocean to the far reaches of space, symbiosis has been the quiet architect of life's evolution. It's a force as old as life itself, weaving together the lives of the smallest bacteria and the largest animals. Whether it's the squid and its glowing bacteria or Eddie Brock and Venom, symbiosis is a relationship that defines survival. But it's also a relationship fraught with tension, balance, and sometimes destruction. In nature, every partnership comes with a cost. The delicate dance of mutualism, parasitism, and everything in between keeps life moving forward. Venom's relationship with Eddie reflects that constant push and pull, giving power but demanding control in return. And it begs the question, as we continue to evolve, what will the future of symbiosis hold for us? Could the symbiotic relationships of the future be engineered? Artificial life forms, designed not just to support human survival, but to enhance it. Will we, like Eddie, become more than human through our bonds with others, whether they are biological, technological, or something in between? Symbiosis has always been about more than survival. It's about transformation, about becoming something greater through connection, but in every bond there's a risk. Eddie Brock's story is a reminder that power comes with a price. Whether it's nature's partnerships or our future symbiotes, the key question remains: how far are we willing to go to survive, and at what cost? In the end, symbiosis isn't just about the bonds we form, it's about the evolution of who we become. From the oceans to the stars, we've learned that survival depends not on going it alone, but on what we build together. The future is unknown, but one thing is certain: symbiosis will light the way.